Ooh, started late today. Sorry. Welcome. I'm going to put it in the chat. Tell me where you're watching me from. Welcome to my live. I was about to put my love. Welcome to my love. Welcome to my live. This is to promote my podcast, Friends Like Us, which is really great this week. We have Lori Kilmartin on the show this week. And I'm putting the link here. Linktree has all the links where you can listen to it. So if you're an Apple subscriber and you're not able to listen to it on Apple, it has a link for you to listen to my podcast, Friends Like Us, there. I know everybody has a podcast now, but no one has a podcast like Marina Franklin's podcast. Thank you, Arlene. Yes, with Lori Kilmartin, right? Wasn't it good? It was so good. It was so good. And she has a lot of really great things. We talk about, doxing, and we talk about her special cis woke slut. Wait. Cis woke grief slut. I love it. Cis woke grief slut. Cis woke grief slut. Go and check out Lori Kilmartin's comedy special. She's one of my favorites. She's also a good friend. And it was a great episode. Once a month, we do have a white on my podcast. Is the Women of Color podcast. And once a month, we have a guy, too. We have one coming up this Monday, Baker Bone. Yes. Gordon Baker Bone. I've been wanting to have him on for a long time. And Charla Lauriston. Hopefully that no one cancels. That's a really good episode. The week before that, we had the Gossipin' Heifers, which I always love, because the Gossipin' Heifers be hefting it up and gossiping it up. Yes, they do. Now, I joined a little late today because, as you probably know, I've been rescuing and neutering cats in my basement, boiler room of my building. So that's what I have been doing for the past month now. It is wild situation, okay? Tell me where you're watching from. I have a lot of new friends on my Facebook page, and I want to say thank you. Tell me where you are watching. I'm trying to type and speak at this. After I do this, I won't be typing anymore, I promise. I put a question mark. Okay, tell me where you're watching us from. Yes. Arlena, it's good to see you because I haven't seen you in a while. So thank you for coming back. Thank you. Thank you, Arlene. Thank you. So I better get all these things in because Juskow, like I know Juskow so well. Because last week we had Yamanika on our live, so he didn't get a lot of stuff out. So he's probably going to get a lot of stuff out on this. So I better get my stuff out now because he's going to try to overtalk me. I know it. He can't help himself. It's just who he is. Oh my gosh. Oh, Africa, Zambia. Ooh, thank you. Welcome, Samuel. Thank you for following me. Melbourne. Let me say it right. Melbourne, Australia, which I had an audience member from Australia in the audience last night. They were from the western part of Australia. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, you got doxxed too? Arlene, are you serious? How? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Seattle, Washington actually had someone in the audience from Seattle, Washington this week at the Comedy Cellar. They were in the audience. And a little unknown fact, most bought pair of sunglasses are in Seattle, Washington. This is what my brother tells me. So he's lived there for a little bit and then he moved. He is from The doxing thing is crazy. Yes, Lori Kilmartin, we have her on this week's episode of Friends Like Us, which is why I do this. I do this to promote my podcast, which is this is a live, which I use to promote my podcast, which is not live, which is actually available in the link tree that's scrolling underneath. And this week, and it always features women, amazing women, comedians. We also have Christina Greer is coming up. Christina Greer is a professor. She's not a comedian, but she is a professor. You've probably seen her on MSNBC several times. If you're in the New York area, she's been on New York One several times, and she knows what she's talking about because she's a professor. And I loved having her on. We talked about cats. She loves cats too. She wants a Maine Coon. So if anyone knows about Maine Coon cats and where she can get one, let her know. Of course, me, because I'm rescuing cats, I just need you to just take whatever cat is available, please. Because we have a situation in all categories of animals, shelter, dog, and cats. They're overwhelmed after the pandemic. A lot of people return their pets. Um, and there's not much that they can do except for put them to sleep. So don't please go to the shelters, go to your local shelters and get a pet. Don't be fancy with it. Just please, please. These pets need your love too. Um, I'm doing my best. I, I can hear myself at times. I can see people when I'm talking about my cat stuff. I can see them looking at me like she's going crazy. I'm not going crazy. I'm just overwhelmed with the situation, which I cannot help but help because no one else really knows how to do it. I just happen to be a person who sort of understood how to do TNR, which is trap, neuter, return, not release, return. Because you don't want to just release a cat anywhere. You want to return them to their colony, which is where they know most of the cats. Like, just don't dump people off wherever you feel like it, basically, or cats. Ooh, as a medical provider, I got barraged by fake and bad reviews oh, wow. That's insane. Ugh, what is this world coming to when we attack our medical providers? Let me tell you. It's a weird world. Um, but about these cats. So I just want to give you an update. I have TNR'd, which is neutered 6 of them. Yeah, 6 of them, thanks to the North Shore Animal Center, and they're going to be returning 2 kittens to my home tomorrow that I have to socialize, which is wild because I do not want a pet. I do not want a pet, and I've been trying to come up with some names. I'm gonna probably return them, because I'm not ready for a pet. I'm just not. The 17 cats down there, that's a lot. That is a lot because every cat has their own story down there. There's one cat that's will not come out. That is adorable. That's gray. It's so cute. It will not come back out after it's been neutered. I cannot. I'd have to go down there at night, and I'm not doing that. Okay. I go and feed them twice a day. I get up early. I get up at like 6 o'clock, which is not me. That's not what I do, but I do that when I'm taking care of either people or pets. I get up early and I go down to the boiler room and I help out. And I only say this here. There's a crazy guy who I had to like block from my Instagram page. Yeah, there's not just cat ladies, there's cat, um, what do you call them? Cat guys. Do you call them cat guys or cat gentlemen or cat dudes? He's a cat dude. I like cat dude. And he was obsessed with the cats and he was doing his own thing. And it got a little creepy. And he had his way of doing things. I had my way of doing things. And we clashed. And here's the thing, his way of doing things was not helping the situation that I want to be over with. Like, if I could, I would like the situation to be over with like today because it's taken over my life. My super doesn't know how to do this, so you know, If I don't do it, guess what? Someone else will do it, and a lot of people have recommended to take them, surrendering them to a shelter, not a non-kill shelter, a shelter. And a lot of people have advice, but it it doesn't usually follow through. The advice is usually like, "Oh, do you know about this rescue people?" And then they'll tell you, "We can't take any cats." "Oh, do you know about this?" And they'll go, "Oh, we can't take." The only one that really helped, Beth Stern. Thank you, Beth Stern. Married to Howard Stern. Please support, donate. Donate to all of these programs 'cause they're all struggling. So, um, yeah, cat daddy Q. A cat daddy. Oh my god. He was weird. He was hanging out with the cats at 11 o'clock at night on a Friday, going through a hole in the back of our building, going through a hole in the I ain't never seen nothing. I've never seen nothing like that before. I was like, "Oh, well, okay, this is taking um loving cats to a whole new level." And I had to get my super involved because he asked me to do this because he knew I'm the one who gets stuff done. And I actually read up like one of the myths, do not feed cats milk. Oh, did I just block myself? How did I do that? I just knocked myself out. Did you see that? Oh, thank you, Zach. I am actually literally in the hottest part of my life. I have hot flashes and I sweat, so thanks. Yeah, I am actually hot. Uh, ooh, Philadelphia. What up, Philly? I love Philly. I love Philly people. I actually love performing for Philly people. Philly audiences are absolutely there's like Philly audiences, Washington, um, North Carolina, any part of Carolina, fun, fun, fun. Oh my God. Where else? I used to love going to Ohio. I used to do the Funny Bone in Columbus. I used to love that. And I'm trying to think where else. So that this back to this cat dude who is annoying me. So yeah, do not milk is a myth. If you ever like encounter a stray cat, don't give them milk. It tears up their stomach. There's a certain type of milk, but you ain't gonna give them that type of milk. And it's not almond, or it's just there's a certain type of you have to do your research, but regular milk, no. Kittens, it will tear up their stomach and can kill them. So no to milk. No. No. There's another cat down there that I was playing with this morning because I have to do the socialization, which is so weird. By the way, there's some people that could use some socialization out there in the world that missed out on the early stages. Speaking of Juskow, whenever he comes on. But yeah, socializing them. This kitten, I was playing with it, trying to get it to play with the feather. Do you know this kitten took it and ran, bit the feather off, and ran away? I was like, "This is not I want my money back for this toy. This toy cost me like $9. This is getting expensive. I've gotta, like, take my multivitamins." Sorry, hold on. It's getting expensive. So, if you have any ideas of how I can save money on cat food, please let me know. Um, my super has food. They don't want that food anymore because I accidentally gave them what is like McDonald's of cat food. And now when I come down there, they don't come out unless I have McDonald's. So I have socialized them to like McDonald's. Hey, you know what? In the meantime, don't judge. Don't judge mama. Mama gotta mama gotta save money on this cat food. So what's up, Eric Prince? What's up? DJ Eric Prince. If those of you are watching, I want you to know that DJ Eric Prince will be DJing later on Twitch. Please put that down in the chat so they can follow you, okay? Excuse me for belching into the mic. Let's see. I saw you in Sam Morril's documentary, and I'm like, who is that hit, sexy, funny chick? Uh, oh, thanks. Well, Sam and I are good friends. I've known Sam since he started. I used to say when he would go on stage, give it up for Sam Morril. Someday I'll grow into that voice because he has a deep voice and he looks like a teenager. So, West Villanova, but live in the city. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Boogie down Bronx, always in the house, hectic. Thank you for being here. Speaking of socialization, let's see. He's here. We've got him here. You guys are ready for him? Enough of my cat journey, but just so you know, yeah. So we're down to, I think, 3 cats that need to be neutered, 3 or 4. I think it's 3. And then we're good. So I've done a pretty good job. Out of 17, they've kept 2 of the cats. The mom and the dad are the most social and can be adopted out. So we'll see what happens. Here we go. Welcome, David Juskow.
Hello, everybody. I should probably put some good lighting on him.
Yeah, we
that
need
better?
to see you more.
What do you mean?
We need to see more of you.
More?
Yeah, accentuate yourself.
What are you talking about? You're kidding. Oh,
Yes, of course.
I wasn't sure. I forgot
Look.
what I was wearing. Never ready for him.
What is
You
that
guys,
shirt about?
Squeeze. I don't know. I forgot I put it on. I had it under a sweater. This is the band Squeeze. They're awesome.
Oh,
You know them?
no. What do they
Yes.
sing?
Tempted by the fruit of
Oh, yes.
another. Yeah, that's one.
Tempted by a fruit of another. Mama. Actually, I was in the store and they were playing it. A lot of times they'll be playing like rock from the 80s and I'll be singing it. And then I'll get like an older church lady, like a black woman looking at me like, baby, why you know that song?
One time I was in Target around Christmas time and I heard this song and it's so amazing. And I Shazammed it. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. This guy's unbelievable. That guy, it's the guy who died, Adam Schlesinger,
Yes.
who died of COVID on April 1st, 2020. And I was like, this guy's melodies get me every time. He's so amazing. And I just Shazammed it. I was like, God, what is this song? I need to hear it again. And he used to make the best melodies. And I think it was called I Want an Alien for Christmas. I had never heard it before. And I think I texted him and I'm like, dude, what is this Christmas? He goes, oh, is that I Want an Alien for Christmas? It was so exciting to Shazam something and then be able to text the guy that wrote it.
Yeah.
And how special it was. And it is just a fucking, every time I think of COVID, I think of him being for me personally, the biggest tragedy. I mean, he was so talented. And again, as we always talk about COVID and washing your hands and all that kind of stuff that you do and masking up, just the fact that they didn't know how to cure it when it first started, like I said, April 1st, and he probably shouldn't have been on a ventilator. This is all I think about. I think about him all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
No, it's important. I think.
No, they're all telling me not to sing.
Oh, they're saying, yeah. Talk more about COVID, less singing.
Okay. Mountains of Wayne. That's right, Mike. That's right. Yeah, he was amazing. He was so good. Sometimes it's hard to listen to his songs now because I get too sad. He was the greatest guy. I'm telling you, he would have come on this podcast and like played for us, like the keyboards or
Those
something.
are usually the most talented people, by the way, the ones who are always open for like interviews, doing things. The only time those type of people don't do it is when like they have managers going, listen, stop.
Yeah,
You
he
don't have
wasn't
to
like
do
that.
everything.
He
Yeah.
wasn't like that. You know what's great? His band member in Fountains of Wayne, as Mike was saying, Chris, he used to say if you were really good friends with him, you would definitely get a text saying, "Let's have dinner." And I'm like, I got one of those texts, and it was like really kind of great. But he was better. He came over to my house once, and he had made. I don't know if you guys know this, and maybe I spoke about it when we first started doing this or something, but he had made a new Monkees album, the Monkees, in 2016, and it's amazing. Right? It doesn't make any sense. The only person they were missing was Davy Jones at the time.
Oh,
So it's
wow. So they still do it?
the 3 remaining members, and all the songs written by guys that worshiped them growing up, like Weezer and XTC and all the guys that wrote songs, and Adam wrote songs for them, and they wrote songs for them and made this incredible album, really incredible album. And so it was so good that Adam produced a Christmas album for them. And I had him on my show, and he went over every song and how it was made, and it was really great.
I was in love with each, with the Monkees. Like, I
Yeah.
took turns in my mind as a kid. Like, I was like, I'm dating this one now. Now I'm dating, was it Peter? There was
Yep.
Peter,
Peter Tork.
Michael, huh?
Yep. Yeah, Peter Tork. Mike
Peter,
Nesmith,
Michael,
Davy Jones. He
and
was
then
my favorite,
Davey.
of course.
He was everyone's. And then in my mind, I dated each one. I was like, okay, this week. Now it's this one. Something about this one that's better now.
I just thought Davy Jones was the greatest, of course, because he just had that accent and he was adorable. And then I kind of got into the other guys, I guess, and realized they're fun. Meanwhile, it turns out that, Mike Nesmith wasn't a jerk off. Like, he wasn't they're all dead except for Mickey Dolenz now. But Mike Nesmith was an asshole. I don't know if you know this. Mike Nesmith is technically credited with starting MTV.
Oh, I did not know
Like,
that.
he made he didn't know what they were. And they're like, "Oh, we love your videos, your music videos." And he's like, "We'd like you to be a part of this thing." And he's like, "Nah."
They're all
And like,
dead? All the Monkees?
except for Mickey Dolenz.
Well, how old would they be?
Well, I think they're in their late 70s.
Oh.
So Davy Jones died early, like maybe late 50s, early 60s. Then Peter Tork died. He didn't bode well. He was dying in a bad way. And then Mike Nesmith just died last year. And Mickey Dolenz is still alive. And like I said, he's the one singing. That's right. David Jones is the reason David Bowie had changed his name. David Bowie's real name is David Jones.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Thank you, Arlene. So, yeah, so
thank you, Tiago.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. The Monkees were so Mickey Dolenz is the one that sings all the songs on the new album. Like, they let a couple of the other guys sing, but Mickey Dolenz' voice is still really good in his 70s. It's kind of phenomenal.
You know who? Well, this is Black History Month, so let's take a break from the Monkees and talk about the fact that Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
I was looking at New York One. I still watch New York One because it's the best news. I like local news, and they were talking about the Harlem Renaissance, and here in Harlem at Mitten's Playhouse, they were going through everything about Harlem and music, and then they took a look back at the ones we lost in 2023. And when they showed Harry Belafonte, my heart just, I don't know if you saw this on Netflix, but they did We Are the World documentary.
I saw it. I was just going to ask you if you saw it because, that's the place where you can see how important Harry Belafonte was.
Yeah, right.
And nobody knew. I didn't know. That's, and then when they all sing his song,
yeah,
wasn't that moving?
Yeah. I mean, he
cool.
lived for a really
Al Jarreau
long
who
time.
started that, and then they said Al Jarreau was drunk.
They kept trying to. Al Jarreau. That was the funniest part where they kept trying to hide He kept throwing the bottles to the side. And they were like, "Just don't bring any more."
So drunk.
Who's bringing in all these bottles?
And it's just so funny that the drunkest guy is the guy that sings the sweetest songs. Like,
Yeah,
We'll
you
walk by day, we'll walk by night. And he's
nice.
the drunkest one. That's great.
I know, that
In
was
that group of, just those people, that he was the guy that's like, "Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
oh, I
We're gonna have a
that's
good time." The way
that's a it
Marina's
is a great document. It actually brought me to tears.
the I feel the Thriller 40th anniversary one is better, but only for me because I knew all the stories about the We Are the World. I was
Well, We Are
very
the
invested when it
World
came out.
is so nostalgic for a
It's very
period of
funny.
time of people that I know that aren't here
Right.
anymore,
Yeah, it's great.
and it was a period of time, right, where,
Time capsule.
yeah, when it brought, like, people together. Like, music is so people just how they're introduced to music now is very different.
Well, back in that time, they were doing a bunch of stuff, like Hands Across America and that guy. So they were, that Bob Geldof really kind of started that in the motion, and they did a whole bunch of those kind of things. And you were right. They had it together because remember, they would play it on the radio, and it was the only thing played on the radio. We're going to play it to all the radio stations in America are playing that today. There was a unity, just like when you're watching television together, or you used to be. We're
Yeah.
all going to watch whether even the Sopranos on this night together. I think Game of Thrones might be the last one everybody watched together, and
Yeah.
then now it's completely over with
Y
batch watching. What do you call it?
Streaming,
Yeah, but when you watch something,
bundles.
but when you're watching something uh, all at once, uh,
Oh, binge.
binge watching, right? So, it's very, Disney still tries to put weekly stuff out, but you just don't know when anybody's going to watch it. But I would say I never watched Game of Thrones, but I know that's probably the last one people were Sunday night at 9. Oh my God, this is going to be so remember we all used to watch television together, even though you were separate, but
And you still actually people still kind of watch it on this day that it comes out, but there's so many times that it comes out
right, right. And everybody's like, oh, I'm going to watch it soon. I mean, the
because
only thing
yeah.
left to watch together would be, the Oscars. Maybe, or
Yes.
those horrible award shows, the horrible, horrible award shows, and the only thing left, of course, is sporting events,
Yeah.
and that's going to go the way of streaming too. And oh my God, Kevin Meaney's "We Are the World," Mike, that guy did that bit for 30 years when no one knew what he was doing.
Oh, Kevin Meaney.
Remember, he was doing it in 2000s when no one knew the references. Because remember, he did all the characters, and he would do the guy from Journey, Steve Perry, and he'd make him have a big nose, and he's like, and people were like, what? In 2005, nobody knew what that was.
I also like
Is he doing
the
Was Jeff Ross in We Are the World? Thank you.
oh god. Also, it was the one time when we had artists that were unique. Like everyone had individual authentic voices, sounds that were very unique to them. I don't I don't know if that exists today. Maybe
I
I'm
don't think it does. I
wrong
think you're absolutely right, except for people like a Billie Eilish or something like that. It's very rare to find specific voices, and that's why that documentary was also interesting of how they had to find a way to put them all together and said, "Please use your style and voice, and we're gonna try and put it in a cohesive structure."
Oh, I
Fascinating. And then
literally
Cyndi
cried.
Lauper, so
Yeah,
amazing,
oh my god, Cindy
and Huey Lewis, who
and how
sounded like a
young she is in that, and how she's
yeah,
like remember this doesn't give anything away, it's a documentary,
the
but she
bracelet.
has, like, a necklace, she's like, "Where" they're like, "Where's that
It
sound
was the
coming from?"
earrings, that's what it was.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she's pulling off all her jewelry,
right.
which she was famous for when she goes when she does the, "Girls just wanna have" which I used to roller skate to in the basement of my house, like, all the
I don't
time.
think people understand how huge that song was. You can't understand unless you were in the moment. And the thing is, um, with her, what people will never understand that are younger is how I was just thanks, DJ. Oh, the Madonna controversy. Or are you talking about the two of them? Like people were like, who's better, Cyndi Lauper or Madonna? If that's what he's talking about, which I think he is. Yeah, it was
Is
so
that what you're talking
weird.
about? Was
Like
there a
that there was a
controversy?
difference because we know Madonna won, but it's funny that they were comparing them at the time.
But I still think Cyndi Lauper is Definitely, hands down, better vocally.
Oh, Madonna's not a good singer. Madonna's a fascinating character. She's not a good singer. She's not a good dancer, but she brings something to the table that certainly Cyndi Lauper did not have. A sexuality and an artistry.
It
And
would have been
Cindy,
nice if Prince had done it.
well, yeah, that's that's why you have me here. You're hoping I'm going to get Sarah to come on. I'm the Sheila E. of
You're the Sheila E. of the live? That's hilarious. Oh my God. Sarah.
but I felt bad for her, I guess, because I think maybe sometimes I know how that is. People sometimes only invite me because they're like, maybe a tell will show up, or something if we invite
That's
Justin.
not true.
Well, you know what I mean, though. For
I
that
know.
Sheila E, though, I mean, that was a quality move. I would have done the same thing. And Prince, absolutely. And it's a good thing he's dead, because I think if he had watched this documentary, he'd have been like, I think I really fucked up.
It's a good thing for artists to watch, because we do say no sometimes out of like ridiculous things or egos, and Prince was not a social person. Like, I think I
No.
told you about how in Toronto this guy told me, like, when he performed on stage, they would take him through like what looked like a coffin, all the way through the green room, all the way to the stage, underneath the stage, and then it would come up onto the stage, and
Oh,
then he would
geez.
perform, so he wasn't around people.
I saw him perform once at the World, a really small venue, and his back was turned for most of the concert.
Oh,
strange dude.
Angelo, God rest his soul. I think about Angelo every
Good kid,
day.
good
I
guy.
saw his son Marty came to Gotham Comedy Club 2 weeks ago, and he looks adorable. He looks just like his father. But I remember Angelo telling me that Prince used to go to Boston Comedy Club in
No
New York
way.
City.
What?
Yeah, mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
He would watch stand-up comedy, but he would
What?
watch it peripherally.
But wait, I was there for years. I never saw Prince there. I never even
He
heard
said that
about Prince
Prince
being
would
there.
watch sideways
What?
and laugh like this.
How do I not know about Prince
Performer is
being there?
here.
Are you sure about
Look.
where?
Yes. Performer is here, and this is Prince.
Well, that is
It's hilarious.
unbelievable, and it makes a lot of sense. But I don't understand how I've never heard that story before.
Because I guess you didn't go up enough, maybe.
No, I was there all the time. And
I was
did
there a
go
lot.
up
I never
there.
saw you there.
I never saw you there.
Maybe it's during the time when you weren't there. That would only make sense.
I feel like I was in that neighborhood every day for 7 years or
And you
so.
still are.
Yeah,
You're in
I know.
the bar
Isn't that
down
the
the
worst?
street. There's a guy there's a
Isn't that the
brother.
worst that we're still there?
There's a brother that's in the bar downstairs. He looks exactly the same. Do you know who I'm talking? He has not aged
You mean that's in the Zinc Bar or something?
Yes.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about, actually. Yeah.
And I just passed him the other day, and I was like, dude looks exactly the same. Like, there's not a change. Like, it's like going back in time when you pass him.
Yeah, so at that bar underneath the Boston Club was great. It was called the Sun Mountain Cafe at the time. Then they changed it to the Bag It In, and now it's the Zinc Bar. And we knew I assume you knew all the bartenders and the people that worked there, because we were always there all the time.
I used to, yeah.
And so there was this guy, Tommy, who used to work there, who I think might even own a couple of the places now. And he told me one night when I was really depressed that Roger Daltrey was coming in, and it's like, Dave, you're not going to believe it. Roger Daltrey's coming in today. And I'm like, no, he's not. No, I swear to God,
can you remind
Dave.
me who that is?
He's the lead singer for The Who.
Okay.
So I was like really, really excited. I was a big, big fan. And I was in there all day. I called my friend Lawrence. I'm like, get down here. Well, I wasn't sure if he was going to come. So he comes in. And then I called my friend Lawrence. I think he came down in his pajamas. Get your ass down to the Sun Mountain now. And then he performed 2 songs. He was there to see another band, and then he went on stage and performed 2 songs. It was way cool.
Yeah. Wow. That is way cool.
Yeah.
Why do we compare performers? Why do we do that? As if there's only room for one. They only do that with women or people of color.
No.
Maybe we should stop doing that. Oh, you disagree with that?
Yeah, they do it with everybody. It's like what's a great example? Dom DeLuise, James Coco, and Jack Weston used to be compared all the time. Like you could either have one or the other. Those are three white guys.
Those
It happens a
references are
lot.
so old.
They're very old, but I'm just saying as an example, like
Mhm.
we compare people like that all the time. Doesn't matter whether they're white or black. It's just like
Was
if
like
somebody
Eminem gets compared as is he the best rapper of all? Who do they compare? I guess I don't really know.
oh, well, that's the
Yeah,
question.
why are there
Well,
award shows? I don't know. The award
they're
shows
unbearable.
are so
Unbearable.
bad now. The award shows seem like they're like they're dated.
They are so dated. What those award shows and how important those red carpet things were in the past, like talk shows, which need to leave too, the late night talk shows, is they were necessary in the day in the 50s and 60s and 70s when you didn't have access to your stars, where you didn't have Instagram and you couldn't see what they looked like during the day or whatever, or see what they're going to talk like regularly. That's what they were for. Now they are unnecessary and they shouldn't even be televised. They're
Now,
stupid.
Mike, and both of you have brought up such a good point. They do single us out as far as entertainment when you're coming up. Like, we need this one like type of white girl. We need this one
They've been doing that for
type
years.
of black girl, or we've got the woman. We're good. Yeah.
Again, I don't think it's women. I used to get cast like that all the time for commercials. We need the
Well, in
white
stand up though,
balding.
it was brutal for women.
Oh yes, no, absolutely.
Brutal.
It was brutal for women.
Yeah.
Yes, that was actually you can thank fucking Sarah for changing that shit, and that's for real. Even though we're friends with her, it's amazing that she's an actual pioneer. It's a fact, and everybody knows it.
And Wanda Sykes.
Yes, but I mean, Wanda Sykes is great and she's wonderful, but it was Sarah that really brought attention that women can actually be funny. I mean, seriously, Sarah was. I know Wanda Sykes is great and she's done a lot and she's really good, but
Well,
Sarah,
for me, it's Wanda Sykes. I love Sarah, but for me, it was,
well,
it's all based
right,
on like what you
sure.
your sort of what you were watching. Like Wanda for
Mom's
me.
Mabley, you mean, Arlene?
No, no, I'm saying
No, no,
for
no. She's
me,
saying,
for me
yeah, no. She was
personally.
saying Mom's Manly. I think she meant Mom's Mabley.
Oh no, for me personally, Wanda Sykes was the first black woman to have done it the way that I would like to do
I
stand up.
understand that. Yeah.
And so she paved a way. She had a voice that opened the doors to all different types of black comedy as well as for
Yeah, she was amazing
specifically for
right from the
women.
very beginning.
Oh,
I like her so much, and I think she's
and
so funny.
Sarah was someone who, like, I mean, hands down, like I was like when I first saw her when I was in on the Lower East Side at the Eating It. Do you remember Eating It?
I kind of started it.
You started that?
Yeah, it started at the Rebar on 8th Avenue and around 18th Street or 16th Street, and then it
What?
moved to the Ludlow Lounge, and yeah.
I
I was there
performed there,
I was
and I
there, like, the very first
remember
couple of days.
I had, like, this awful T-shirt on, I was struggling, I was broke, I'm still broke,
Oh, I
and I
remember.
was I had the worst bra on, and I'm looking into the audience, and I can see Sarah's face going, and I'm like, "Wow, I'm in this scene now?" Like, I was like, "I'm meeting Todd Barry?" These are the people that
Right.
I was like, "Oh
What are
my
you saying?
god."
What?
But it was always like I
I
was
feel
just like,
bad. I
"This
know
is
what you're saying
wild."
about Wanda, and I don't wanna take against her because she is really terrific. I guess
I'm just saying,
but
like, on a
I'm thinking
personal
of
level.
sure, of course.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the funny thing about Sarah, and it's weird talking about her in this way because we're so close with her, but it is really weird that she really is I mean, there was, like it feels like there was Joan Rivers and then somehow Sarah, like, because, men and women didn't find women funny, and especially if they were pretty, if they were cute, you weren't funny, and somehow she
What
it's
would you say
amazing.
that,
We were
what's
doing
her
I was
face?
talking about this with my friend Danny Vermont, who writes for, Bill Maher, and we had
Uh,
lunch yesterday. We were talking like, well, remember there were girls like
oh, yes, everyone
Michaels
talks about Felicia Michaels,
Felicia
yes.
Michaels, who was very pretty, even went
Yes.
in Playboy, but nobody found her funny. I mean, she had the
But
squeaky
what
voice.
about, Maria Bamford?
Yeah, but I don't know, she was up and down. It's weird
Was
that
she
she's
more
having
of
a
a she's more of
resurgence.
a, like, a because guys love Maria Bamford.
Now
And
they
then there's
do.
also, yeah, you're right. Now they do, but there's also what's her face who does all the late night talk shows. I'm forgetting her name right now. Notoriously always hangs out with gay men. She's was up for the Daily Show as well. I'm blanking on her name.
No, not Chelsea Handler.
Yes, Chelsea Handler.
No, that's still Sarah's the one. I mean, if not for Sarah, there's no Chelsea Handler.
Well,
There's
but
no Amy
what
Schumer.
people have looked at her, some people look at her as to be that woman,
No,
Chelsea Handler.
but they're
Maybe
she's the worst person ever anyway. She's not a kind person.
I don't know her. I have never met her in my life.
Well, I've known her
I
since she
I
was
know
12.
people absolutely love Chelsea Handler. You've known her since you were 12.
Since she was 12.
Oh, there's a story there. Look at
There
that.
is a
Look
story
at
there.
his eyes.
Anyway, I mean, it's amazing how she came to be. I remember she came to me once. She's like, Jessica, how can I get into comedy? I laughed in her face. I mean, I was like, you got to be kidding. And then 6 months later, she was opening for a tell. I don't know what happened. It's amazing. But again, without Sarah, I don't think Chelsea even says, Jessica, how can I get into comedy?
Oh, Zach,
A really pretty
you
girl.
causing problems now. You talking about Taylor Swift?
Yeah, but I'm
The
with him
Swifties
too.
are gonna come after you.
I don't understand it either. I don't understand any of her music. I don't like, and that's not as an old man. I mean, it's just like I don't like
Will
any of her songs.
never get back together.
They're okay,
We
but they're not this level of, oh my God, it's
never,
amazing.
ever get back together.
Yeah, you can't even talk bad about her. It's like saying something like me saying something about a black person. Oh my goodness. You don't like Denzel Washington. How dare you?
Ever get back together. They used to call me the Taylor Swift of comedy because I used to talk about my exes in my act all the time. I never got that, but I guess, yeah.
I see it now. But doesn't everybody do that?
I'm happy to not know or like any. I do like some of her songs.
Some of them are okay, but I mean, we're all sitting here going like, because we're like, they're okay, but to the level of what she's become, like it's like they should be Beatles-like songs where we all know them. To this
Aisha
level
Tyler is a very hot comic.
Is that the one who was on Friends?
Yes.
Oh my God, she's so pretty. Holy cow.
Yes, and smart as.
Oh yes, and really smart. She's actually a good host on that. Whose Line Is It Anyway? She's very talented.
She's so talented.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
She's still beautiful, and I don't, she's older now. Still really pretty.
You know who else?
Is she a good comic? I've never seen her actually do stand-up.
Ellen Clayhorn.
What, she's become a good comic? Because I thought
she always was a good comic. She was always very talented. Just very.
She dead?
No.
Oh.
She was just very difficult for some. That's a hard word to,
yeah, because after Saturday Night Live, she was never seen again.
And she wasn't difficult in the, like they say black women are difficult way. She was difficult in she was difficult way. And I know black comedians who had some run-ins with her, but I would never mess with her in my life. I think she's incredible.
I didn't know she was still around and doing comedy.
She is so talented. Like when I saw her, I was like, oh my God. I saw her at the Boston Comedy Club.
Who's Andrew Dice Clay's wife or ex-wife? That's why I always think it's Ellen Cleghorn, but her name's Eleanor Culligan or something. I get them mixed up.
Oh, I don't know.
It's Andrew Dice Clay's ex or something. She's around all the time. People say she's okay.
Look at this, Marina. I remember the ex of yours you would drag to house events. Which one was
she
that?
Dragged me to house events.
Oh, he met my the white
Owen?
guy,
Was that his name?
who was very unhappy. He was so miserable. Like
I don't know what you saw him actually. He was tiny and not a lot of laughs. It was nice, very nice guy. So white. There's like nothing to him though. Why'd you date him? You have a big penis?
No.
What was the attraction?
No. I would say like he was a healthy individual. Like he was actually a very normal.
But he was more like he looked like one of those wrestlers. He looked like Emilio Estevez in the Breakfast Club. He was like tiny, but like
yes,
built. But like it was a strange thing to see you.
He was an attractive guy. He just
no, I didn't say he was unattractive. He just wasn't kind of statuesque, which I picture you dating. Like that boy. Remember when we were in California and you liked that kid, and you showed me. I think he lives in Maryland or something. You showed me his physique, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Now that's what I picture Marina Franklin dating.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I didn't want to say his name, so
The British guy?
no. Although that guy is Jack too. He looks amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you know
No,
what's
I
funny is Zainab used to say that he looked like he had like revolutionary
think it's
arms.
when you were doing Conan. I came with you at Conan. Sorry,
Wait, hold on. Let me get this out.
sorry.
She said that he had revolutionary arms, like because he walked like he was like his arms were swinging like he was like a black man that had
The
to deal
British
in
one.
the civil rights, civil rights movement. And I know exactly what she means.
I still have a picture of him on my refrigerator
Why?
because it's you and me too. I don't want to
Oh,
cut him out. What am I, a
can you just like
14-year-old
cut
girl?
around it?
See, no, it's too gay. I'm cutting out all my exes of this picture. Well, why'd you cut out this one? You were. I'm like, no, it's Marina's exes too.
Yeah, I like cannot imagine being with just
Oh, then maybe I'm
anyone.
wrong, Nick Deck.
I used to just kind of date whatever. I don't do that anymore. I put a quote in my story about like it's you be single. It was from Holly Berry. Of course, she could say these things, but she's had a tough time dating.
Oh, she's had an unbelievable tough time dating, which is, I mean, not strange. I mean, she's so pretty, but she's definitely had a tough dating life because I don't know. I wonder if being black in Hollywood at her status makes a difference.
No,
Maybe people get angry
being
if she's going to
pretty
date.
and being successful as a woman makes a difference, and then being black on top of it as
Right,
added
right.
layer to it.
Julia
But
Roberts had a tough time for
she
forever.
says, "Stay single until you don't have to constantly remind someone how to be better or how to treat you right."
Zach just wrote something very
So
nice.
it's gonna be a long time.
He said, Aisha Taylor is your only competition for hot comics
Oh,
today.
there's so many hot comedians out there. There's Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
There's Janelle James. There's Phoebe Robinson, gorgeous. Khalees Hawkins. There's
Look at that baby.
you better stop. You're gonna get me killed. You're gonna get me killed out here.
No, Khalees is actually very pretty.
Gorgeous.
Oh, no, those are pretty.
Gorgeous. Yamanika is gorgeous.
That was fun last week.
Wasn't it fun with Yamanika?
She should have a show just like this
Oh,
with her
Zainab.
mother
Yeah,
yelling at
Zainab.
her mother in the background like that. That was hilarious. That should be a show.
That is how she is with her mom in real time.
I know. No, I know she wasn't faking. That's hilarious that her
Which
mother
is
never comes on, but she's like yelling at her about stuff all the time.
Mhm.
I would watch that show every day.
That's why when she talks to me any kind of way, I'm like, "Oh, well, see, if you talk to your mama like that, of course you're gonna talk to me like that." But I love Yamanika.
That was
Yamanika, though,
hilarious.
was challenging. She did come down on a Monday to see the cats, but Yamanika is bougie. She was like, "It's down where?" I go, "In the boiler room. Where do you think the boiler room is? You think the
Oh, the
boiler
cat.
room is on the is in a high rise? It's in the basement. You gotta." She's like, "Those are some street cats." I go, "What have you been here? What? You want to get a fancy little rich cat?" Oh, Sarah's actually texting me right now.
Sarah Silverman?
Yeah, because she's helped me so much. They can only take 2, and for now, it's rough, girl. I'm telling her about the cat rescue. This stuff is rough. It is. Did I tell you my super yelled at the guy?
No, but he should have.
The guy, I went down there, Juskow, and the guy goes, "Can I help you?" Like that. And then, oh, listen to this, Juskow. He goes, so after my super tells him, "I don't want you down here anymore," because I told my super, I said, "This guy, I don't feel comfortable going down there if he's down there. I just don't." He goes, "Do you want me to meet you down there?" I go to my super said that. I said, "Can he please meet me down there? Because this guy is weird." So he meets me down there. But right after the guy says, "Can I help you?" And are you the one who's messing with the bowls and the way I put them down? I go,
That's what he said? Really?
yeah. And I go, listen, I'm just doing what Kenny and the landlord has asked me to do. If you have a problem with that, I think maybe you want to talk to them. And then I just slowly I backed away like a cat. Like the cats have taught me something. When someone is in a posture, you back away.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I backed away. And then Kenny comes in and he can hear it. And he goes, hey, listen, I don't want you. He tells the guy, I don't want you in my basement anymore. And if I see you down here, I'm calling the police.
Really?
Yeah, he got really bold. He said, she's helping me. Okay. He goes, what are you doing? You're doing kindercare down here with the cats. I don't want kindercare. Okay. He goes, where's your apartment? Go up to your apartment. And then the guy was like, whoa, ungrateful, ungrateful. He goes, you're the reason we're in this mess in the first place. You, and you're ungrateful. And then he points to me and he goes, cat whisperer.
Oh, God.
Flex. Then he goes flexing for the gram.
This is the guy that goes to Yale?
He doesn't go to Yale. He goes
Oh,
to
I thought you said he went to Yale.
no, he's like studying like neurology or something. He's like a
Right,
doctor.
he's really smart, and he's talking
He's
like
not a
that?
doctor. He's studying, which doesn't mean he's even like passing all of his exams. We don't
Oh,
know.
I see.
I mean, I doubt he is. He's got all cats on his mind. That's all he talks about is cat this, cat,
Right,
So
because you never do that. So.
I was doing it at the farmer's market today and they started to look at me funny. So I stopped. I was telling this girl, I was like, listen, let me show some pictures, some updated photos. I forgot to but yeah, the gray cat that I showed you last week with Yamanika
Oh, yes.
can't
Sweet.
find, won't come out
Oh.
after it's been neutered, is very upset and only came out one time. That's it.
Was it a cutie pie?
I know.
So
And
scared.
so it's scared and it won't come out. And so the one of the 5 cat ladies that I talked to, she told me, she said, just, maybe go in at night. I was like, I'm not going in there at night. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
don't go there at night.
I love cats, but I'm not crazy. Okay, here's the picture. This is this is and I wake up every morning, Juskow, at like 6. I wake up at 6 o'clock now to feed them.
Jeez. Oh, my God.
I
So
know.
cute. How
Look
old
at
do you
that.
think that cat is?
I actually it's a little over 8 months. It's almost a year.
Maybe I should take that cat.
If I can find it. I'm trying to find him. I want this cat so bad and I want to socialize it and take care of it. And
What
look
a
how
cute-
comfortable.
What
That
a
is with
cutie
me.
pie.
That's with me not standing that far.
Yeah.
And you see, that's a very, what you call a comfortable pose.
Yeah, yeah. He looks really It's a he?
Yes.
I don't know whether I'd ever get a he cat. I think I'd always like a she. I guess only because my first cat was a she and she was so easy. I don't know.
I think I will name this cat Miles.
That's a good name.
I've come up with some names. They're all from the Harlem Renaissance. You want to hear them?
Sure.
Bojangles.
Mr. Bojangles, I think, go for the whole thing.
Mr. Bojangles. Get over here, Mr. Bojangles.
Miles Davis. Nice.
Dizzy.
Right. Dizzy G.
Sashmo.
If it's a black cat, that could be not very nice, I guess.
No, that was a real character, though.
No,
that was a real character.
I know, but it would be funny if I had that cat and called it Satchmo.
You can't call
brought it to the veterinarian. I'm like, what's your cat's name? Satchmo. It's a black cat and its name's Satchmo. Yeah, that's right.
And I have some sad news to share. That, I wish I had Vaughn on today, but Flacco, the owl that was free for about a year, passed away today. Do you know about Flacco?
Oh,
So
yeah,
Flock
that's right. They did the, Rock Me Amadeus song.
What?
Oh, that's Falco. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, Flacco, there's an owl that they got out of the zoo in Central Park because
Oh,
someone
yes. Oh, I didn't know that was his name. Oh, he
Fla
died?
he ran into a building on the west
Oh,
side. I don't
well,
know how,
an owl's
but
not supposed to be in the city. Something had happened at the
maybe a
beginning.
glass building, which I've been telling them to stop doing.
Yeah, those birds keep crashing into him, right?
Yeah, Zainab is a beautiful comedian, thank you very much.
Same.
Um, yeah, the owl ran into the w and I have to sadly tell Vaughn because we used to when we used to go on our walks, we used to see Flacco. Flacco's a good name for a cat too.
Alright, like I said, Falco's better.
But what
Rock
does
Me
Falco
Amadeus. Doo doo
Flacco
doo
means
doo.
skinny in
I
Spanish.
don't know what Falco means. It's just that was a really hot song in 1985.
Yeah. Uh, Zach, your mother is obsessed with adopting the street cats? Yeah, because the street cats have a story. Oh, Langston. Langston is a great name, but
Dr. Langston
it's
Hughes. It's an
Langston?
American name. It's one of the forefathers.
I like it to sound a little cuter though, like
Langston Hughes. I think it's
Langston
a South
sounds very
Carolina gentleman.
serious. Like, if I would give an older
It's actually
cat if I
quite
were
quite racist, I believe, that guy, because they were in South Carolina,
Nikki is a
or was
good
he in
name for
North
a cat.
Carolina? Hmm.
Nina Simone
The singer? Where's she
for
been?
cat Nina. I like naming a cat Nina.
No, now you're thinking of Nena. The German singers did 99 Luft Balloons. We don't want that.
No, Nina Simone.
I know.
99
Everything you say, I wanna say
balloons
it differently.
going by. I know, it's like you
Nena.
give uh dun, dun,
Nine
dun, dun.
99 Love Balloons. Love us with the Captain Kirk.
I remember listening to that in college and like that and thank you very much, oh Mr.
Roboto. Well, that's Styx.
Roboto.
Yeah.
That came out around the same time, right?
Maybe. You might be right. I think that's right. About 83,
Mhm.
83. Styx shouldn't have been around at that point. Meanwhile, I talked to the guy who wrote that song. Not Tommy Shaw, the other one. Shit, I can't think of his name. And he's really angry, and he goes, "Jesus Christ, I'm the guy that came up with No More Arigato, Mr. Roboto. I deserve to die." Like he's hilarious though. Dennis DeYoung, that's his name. He's so funny and angry and bitter. It's really funny.
Wow. Well, that's like that part of the
I
documentary
have no
of
problem with that,
We
DJ.
Are the World when remember when they wanted to do Swahili and
Yeah,
the country
Stevie
guy was
Wonder.
like, "Listen, I'm out of here."
And Michael Jackson tried. He's like, "What if we do shabba booby da?" Like, like he tried to appease Stevie Wonder as they're supposed to, but then they realized they're like, you know what, what are we doing? And then Steve, somebody told Stevie Wonder, they don't actually speak Swahili in Africa, so he needed to be told that. Oh, was it Waylon Jennings? That's when he left, right? That he had enough. Listen, I sing the theme to the Dukes of Hazzard. I don't have time for this.
I'm just a good old boy.
Never meaning no
No
harm.
harm. He was like, "I don't know about this. I'm not singing Swahili." But
I
you know
mean,
what? When you
that is
think
a
about
that's
it,
a bad request when you're trying to get everybody out
when you're
in
trying to get
8
everybody
hours.
and all the different stuff. But when you think about some of the songs like Mama say Mama sa Mama Pusa, Mama say like all those things, those are the things that make you go, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
So it wasn't a
Well, I
bad
don't know where
suggestion.
Stevie Wonder got that they speak Swahili there if they don't.
Oh,
What made him.
Fred Hampton.
He
Name
had
my
a
cat
point
Fred
though. I
Hampton.
see what he was saying. He's like, well, if we're but then what he didn't realize was like, well, we're doing this for Africa, but we want to get the money from here and then give it to Africa. So I don't think he was getting the full message. On the flip side of that, how about the fact that this guy had to memorize the lyrics that he had just got? Remember, every time he sings, he can't have sheet music in front of him or lyrics.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
got to fucking memorize everything. That's even harder. And then he wanted to change it. I mean, think about that. He's like, let's do it in Swahili. And then he would have to memorize more stuff. I mean, it's really, what an amazing gentleman.
Wow, Flacco, his story has made national news.
Yes, that's why I knew about it. I only know if it's national.
What do
Oh,
you think
wow.
about the ATT outage? Because
I don't know. It affected me this week. I was supposed to go out with Felicia Madison. After 2 years, we were gonna have lunch together, and I was like, "Hello, are we having lunch or not?" And then she's like, "Oh no, it's not me. It's AT&T." And I'm like, "Sure, it is." And then when I was coming home on the news, I was like, "Oh, she wasn't lying."
here's the thing. Do you think Russia's involved?
No,
Why?
it just doesn't add up.
It
For
adds
what
up
purpose?
completely.
Why?
Did you
What are
see,
they
like,
giving it for? I mean,
because they
if Russia was involved,
just
why not take it down for even longer? It was only a few
I
hours.
it was a week. I don't know. Wait, hear me out. It was just a week after the congressmen, they were coming out of Congress and they were talking about how Putin was talking about putting into space a nuclear device to affect all of our things that have our, our phone towers, everything to disconnect. And then right after that, I swear to God, ADT, they had an outage issue, which is
AT&T.
secure. That's security, right? You couldn't get online for nothing. You couldn't get on their website. It was weird. I called. They told me, they were like, "Yeah, we don't know what's going on. It's like a cyber attack."
They
Week
told you.
after that, AT&T, and now we see there's another white balloon flying around somewhere.
Well, at first when you said it, I think it's possible I just don't wanna believe it, so that's a problem,
I
but the
know.
other thing is, maybe you're right, if they only like I was just saying, if they just took it down for a few hours, maybe it's like when somebody's trying to hack your system and they charge $1 to your account just to see if they can do it, and, if you don't notice it and then they take out more, you
It's
might be right.
because America, you know, it's so easy for us to fail because we don't believe things can happen again. It's
Yeah.
because of
You're
that
right. After
thing.
September 11th, now it's been 20 or so years, and you're just like, "Well, that's not gonna happen again." We're never gonna be prepared for the next attack because I don't
And you
know,
know
we're
what will be
stupid,
left?
I guess, I don't know.
It won't be roaches. It'll be those dumb Trump sneakers.
Oh, those gold ones?
This is the most offensive thing I've ever, and now he's claiming that blacks can relate to him because of all the indictments. I don't know if you've seen this, but he's like, they
That's what he
they're
said?
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're
Jesus.
also saying things like black people like sneakers, so this
That
is
might be the
working.
most racist thing I've ever heard,
Oh, he said so many
especially from a
things.
president.
I mean, all of the things he says are stream like pretty evenly out as being the most racist
I'd
things you
never heard
could.
him say anything like that. That's so well, now God, Jesus
He
Christ.
called
I wouldn't have even
a
thought of
Kamala.
that.
He used the word negress, I believe.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's from Star Trek.
Yeah, no, like
Oh,
that
they
is.
have Abraham Lincoln talking to O'Hara, and he goes, "What an enchanting negress."
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it.
I
You
just did.
can't say that. You can't say that.
Well, I know that's what makes it so
That
funny.
no.
We were saying that as kids because we got it
Don't
from the
say
Star
it.
Trek
Don't
episode.
say it. You gonna get out.
What an
They
enchant
gonna ban you from my
but you
YouTube
are an
page.
enchanting negress, Marina.
Oh, you watch your mouth, hunky. You chat motherfucker,
Hey,
hunky.
I'm thinking about teaching the end of network television thing, and what I watched the other day was the Sammy Davis Jr. Archie Bunker episode, then All in the Family. It's so fucking good, and when you think about it being done in 1972, it's unbelievable.
Oh well. Oh, the Archie. Oh, all of it. Yeah.
When Sammy Davis came and just what they talk about, and how racist he is without knowing that he's racist, Archie Bunker, and
Well, Archie Bunker. It was great. It was a good time also because I think of what we were discussing earlier, is everyone was getting this at the same time, and so I think the purpose of television really was initially maybe education and to create harmony and so that people don't act like animals, which obviously we are. I mean, you could see it right
oh,
now.
yeah, that's right.
We're like
Go through Times Square every day.
we're like freaking it's wild out there.
It's
Like with
just like Mean Girls when they show when she's looking at the cafeteria and she just sees them all as animals because she's been in the jungle for years.
yeah, it's just I mean, like I don't know. I look at people now and I'm like, are you what's going on with us? Like, what is going on?
I don't think anything has changed. I think it's just always been like this, but we're seeing more of it because it comes to
No,
us faster. And
the pandemic has ruined a large segment of the population from what I was talking about with the cats, which is socialization.
but people just forget, and they didn't have the information that they have back then. I think people have always been like this. Things are a mess.
I don't
I mean,
think
if
we've
you're
ever
looking at
had
it,
a pandemic like this on this level where we're
no, of
living
course
through it.
not. No, but we've had other things to make people act like animals, like in the 60s, all those assassinations, let alone Vietnam, and protesting a war which had never happened before. We were always on its side. So things change like this all the time. We just forget about it sometimes. But this kind of stuff, America's an unbelievably really young country, and we haven't even seen 3/4 of the stuff that the rest of the world has already been through. You know, there's gonna be no other new lands. It's really messed up if you think about things like that. We're in for some real fucked up shit. The September 11th is the first time besides Pearl Harbor our country was you know uh, bombed,
Attacked.
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 Right.
Mhm.
So that's gonna that's gonna keep happening. I think. I mean, it's really it's weird. It's like you think about Europe and and I'm talking about Asia and all. I mean, we're talking about thousands and thousands of years these people have been at war and doing all this kind of stuff, and we're just getting the fun of it now. It's pretty terrifying to think about.
You said the B word and I thought of Hatem.
What's the B word? Hey, Hatem, he's
No, the
here.
B word.
What's the B word?
He knows if he's watching. Oh, we don't have any reviews. You know
I
why we don't have any? Do
no.
we?
No, where's Hatem? Where is he here now?
I don't think
I
he's
haven't
still
seen him in
here.
a long time. I haven't talked to him in a while. Wait, he's not doing that show anymore.
Oh, what show?
The one in Jersey that I was doing every week.
Doesn't it?
JGA.
It's on hiatus, right?
I hope so. I hope it's on a hiatus. I love those guys. I like seeing Hatem every week.
Arlene, I'm going to go out on what you're saying. The combination of social media and the pandemic have gone a long way towards destroying civil social interactions. I agree with that sentiment. It's just the kids are not okay. I mean, last night I was on stage and one of the comedians, the host, was asking what's his favorite porn. He asked someone in the audience, and he said, I think he said he has a oh my god, I can't even remember. It was like him saying the encyclopedia or
Stepmother.
something. Huh?
You said porn, right?
Yeah. It was like he said a collection of
When they do the collections of face sitting or something like that. You mean the
yeah, like
montages?
he says a collage or it was oh god, I can't even think
No,
of
I
it.
know exactly what he's talking about.
You
I don't
do?
like those. I don't. I like the stories. I like the story. I need the setup and the story.
Well, he said he needed a collection like as if he had like a collection of like a I was just like the whole audience broke into conversation after this guy in the audience said that. I've never seen an audience more upset like and I was then brought up next and I couldn't do any jokes cuz I was like, "You know what? We're still stuck on you and your disturbed idea of porno, sir. Thank you very much.
I
I
bet.
don't think anything is going to top what you've said so, thank you. And we just want to know if you're okay and should we watch you the whole night. But Jaron Lanier called it how social media Jaron Lanier called it how social media killed the people. He said even a 1% increase in tribalism is enough. Wow, to tip and we definitely had that to tip society.
It's like how like you see gun shootings and stuff like that and all that stuff, and now we don't even know when that's happening. Like I was like, oh, that happened today, and because it's so frequent, unfortunately, it's like I wonder maybe that's been going on a lot, but it was all local and it's just everything just comes at you so quickly now, and we have
Oh,
access.
compilation. That's
Compilation. That's
that's
what.
what the kid
Why couldn't we
said.
figure out that word? I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Wait,
There is
compilation.
one compilation I do enjoy.
He said he likes the British compilations.
Oh, the British compilation. Oh, I'm gonna look that up later. I mean, that's interesting.
But what the hell? In porno? I've never heard that word used in porn. Is that real?
Oh yeah, yeah. They have for every fetish, there's a compilation. Just a total jizz compilation or face sitting, or you know, BBC, the big black
That's
cock.
what he said. He said BBC, the BBC
Oh,
compilation.
that's why you were saying British. Okay, it's big black cock.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
great that you thought it was. Oh,
Oh.
that's nice. British people having sex. Yeah,
Oh my god, I didn't even on so many levels. Oh my
that
god.
that's awesome.
So for 5 minutes of my act last night, I was like, we can't get past the BBC compilation you're talking about, sir.
You didn't even know.
And he looked serious. He was like, there was
Oh,
like
I guarantee he was serious.
he was like this, like, yeah, what do you know? I was like, I've never heard the word compilation and porn put together. I just
No, they have it's all over Pornhub. There's so much compilation. For real, like it's it's a thing. It's like 50 minutes long of just cum shots.
Yeah, well, that guy was way
That's
too
the
close to
amazing thing about the way porno is today, and that's why it's just so. I I was talking about this, Mac, but nobody believes me that I'm old enough where we had to go to the movies to see it with your pals. That's the only way you could watch
Oh yeah,
porn.
Pee Wee Herman.
Fucking movie theater, yeah. And kids just don't believe me because it's like, why would you go with your friends to see porn? I'm like, it's hard to explain. There was no other way to see it. Oh, and so what a dream! I can look at it right now. Here
Wow.
it is. I'm looking at it right now. So sometimes when I'm driving in my car, I'll put it on. I want to see people's reactions when they go by, like truckers that can definitely see me watching it.
Oh yeah, they used to have it on which you said on the expressway, right?
Yeah, on the Garden State Parkway,
Yeah.
there
Oh,
was
you
a
just said
drive-in
that.
movie theater that was showing it
Yeah.
in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. They just knocked down that theater a month ago.
That's crazy.
I mean, they hadn't shown porn there since the 80s, but you would drive up with your family. I saw it 100 times, and somebody would be giving somebody a blowjob just as you're going up the Garden State Parkway, right by the Driscoll Bridge, between Woodbridge and Perth
That's
Amboy.
like it cause accidents.
I can't believe it didn't cause more accidents. It's unbelievable. You couldn't take your eyes off it.
That is insanity.
And again, nobody believed me. My friend Evan finally found a newspaper article saying that happened. So people believe me because it's hard to even find it online that it ever happened. I don't understand why none of my friends seem to remember.
Oh, I saw Behind the Green Door. It was played in conventional movie theaters. So was The Devil and Miss Jones.
Yeah, they tried to do that for years, try and get a.
I found the behind. They had swings and stuff. And I was like, "What's going?" I remember there was this big woman, and I remember the guy diving. He did like a dive move. Like
yeah,
they
tried for years to do that. Wasn't totally porn, and maybe we can make an adult film that is for everybody.
What are you talking about?
For years, they were trying to get porn into the mainstream.
Oh.
Especially let alone the actors, like Jenna Jameson for a while could have maybe had a career, but then they realized all porn actresses are a little nutty. And the actors.
Yeah, they're not okay.
They're not okay.
There's something that look damaged socialization.
Jenna Jameson wanted to have sex with Rachel Feinstein.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. Yes.
It was freaking her out. Rachel Feinstein is not a lesbian or bisexual in any way.
I remember that, yes.
And she was freaking out. And, I was just like...
I remember, what's his name? Ron, was it Ron Jeremy?
Yeah.
Being in the room, and I was kind of bombing. I said, this is what, it's because you all know there's like, this is what it feels like when there's just a big dick in the room.
And there was.
And there
And his
was
dick
Ron
was
Jeremy.
legendary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, we have to get out.
DJ Eric Prince wants to know when your next club dates are.
I am at the Cellar, and
No, like real dates.
I don't have any dates coming up yet, but when I do, I will announce it.
Not going to be at Dangerfields or anything?
No, I should soon though, because I really did enjoy it.
Let me
Actually,
know
I
when
had
you're
a
going to be
fun
there.
time,
I'll
and they
come
were
with-
so nice. Everyone was very nice there, and I have to be honest, like I go like a lot of places outside of just the Cellar in the city, and it's good for me. It gives me range. Like I have so much new material now just because I'm going
Really?
to
I never
different.
noticed.
Oh yeah, just
Just
I'm talking. Yeah, you watch your mouth because
Sorry.
I'm doing like different venues and different people, different audiences. It's been amazing. So definitely check it out. Also don't forget to listen to the podcast. But Juskow, tell our listeners where
No,
they can find you.
you'll be at the Cellar tonight.
Yes, I will, and so
Right.
will Lois.
No. I thought you wanted people to go and see you.
You want to
Okay.
know, Mr. Noise, how my show in PA? It was good.
Of course, it was
I'm
good.
gonna leave it
She's
there.
the best. Yeah, just the only thing I got is, of course, my Tuesday show. We have our Oscar special next Tuesday at the Comedy Cellar, and Stupid Pet Tricks every Monday at 9. You perhaps you've seen me be the head writer dog or the bunny rabbit who talks like Damone, which was on 2 weeks ago, which was hilarious. Hey, this guy's got a bunch of cars. It's unbelievable.
What station? What is that?
TBS.
Look, station. TBS. Okay. TBS. Can they stream it on anything?
Yeah, I don't know. TBS is like a network, so it's on, but it is so I don't know.
Yeah, check it out.
Find out.
Okay. And then for me, just make sure you always listening to the podcast this week. Like I said early, we
Wash your
have
hands.
Lori Kilmartin. You want to check out her new comedy special, Sis Woke Grief Slut. Great
Wow.
title. She got that off of, she said, the chili hot peppers. She wanted something like really fun. I love it.
Chili hot
And
peppers.
she's so funny. And she's like, you ever want to watch a real master at comedy? Watch Lori Kilmartin. Like, Lori is brilliant. We were talking about female comedians. Lori Kilmartin, hands down, one of the best.
I don't
love
think I've
her.
ever seen her do comedy.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure if I know who she is. Like if I saw a picture of her.
You gotta watch.
I know she's been around forever,
Yeah, she's
funny when some of those people get through the cracks, like that you and I both might not know somebody that everyone else knows.
Yeah. She's hands down, and she wrote for Conan for I think
Right.
9 years, and she's just incredible. So definitely, if she's ever in New York City and she's at the Stand, or if she's ever in your city, go and check her out. I believe she'll be doing some tour dates, but definitely watch her special. It's streaming now, and listen to the episode with her on it. That's out right now. And then next week we will have Christina Greer, Professor Christina Greer. We'll be talking about like this mayor.
I don't understand. Why don't I get that kind of Professor David Juskow?
Because you're not.
Yes, I am. Ask any of my students when I get the emails. Hello, Professor. I can't make it today.
They just don't know any better.
Get the respect.
Anyway, we love you all. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much. Don't forget to wash your hands, wear your mask, maybe get a landline phone.
I still have mine.
And Black Lives Matter. It's still Black History Month. That's what's up. Sasho for your mama.
5 more days.
What are you counting it down?
Yeah. Scares the hell out of me.
You get no respect.
No, but it's
for a reason. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.